All right. Anyway, so our guys competed extremely hard. Had the ball there at the end to either tie the game or go for a win. Didn't get it down there close enough. And a lot of great efforts out there, some execution, particularly in the third quarter after the field goal that put the defense on the field for a long time, but everybody kept battling. No one ever stopped battling. Statistically, very even game from third downs to yardage to run to pass. Obviously, the punt return was a big one for them. Anyways, questions?
Just an update on Emery, obviously looking pretty serious.
Yes, it was. Significant injury. He's at the local hospital and waiting on a word for him.
How about just his performance?
Gutsy, tough. Was a little bit nervous early when it first started, then settled in. Made some big throws, some gutsy runs as well, particularly the one where he got hurt on. But he also had the scramble, where he got the first down. We're in the tying the game, kept the drive going. So all in all, I know statistically it's not exactly but he made, a spectacular throw to Jacoby and made some other key throws, some others he'd like to have back. One, the official right in the middle. So anyways, played well.
With Emery Williams, do you feel at least the future is bright with him? Because he had the confidence to put him in the Clemson game to start that year, and he has 2 touchdowns.
He has a super bright future, and the truth of the matter, I think Tyler Van Dyke has a super bright future. And, there was a rough patch there, and we make a decision, but I think everybody jumps to conclusions too quickly. I think Tyler's an awesome young man. I thought it was a very tough decision. He handled it extremely well. He's been a great quarterback. He's going to be a great quarterback again. So just both those guys, it's what you want for your own son to be like and follow, guys like that.
Just talk about the offensive game plan. Did it go pretty much according to how you wanted it?
I thought in the third quarter, some of their run blitzes, we were close to popping them. It's kind of hit it or, 2nd and 9. We hit some of them early, particularly when they tried the onside kick. We recovered it and right away hit it and split it. And then we were an arm tackle away. We got to see that. We got to hit it harder. We got to sustain blocks a little bit better. And sometimes just hit the access, the outlet throw, the danger, the trouble. But, defense played their butt off all night. Those guys found a way to hit the quarterback, harass the quarterback, minus the run that popped. They got us on GT counter. The one time, we lost, we got kicked out. We didn't spill that thing to the safety, thing, so it got loose on us.
Did you get any explanation on what looked like a safety?
Zero explanation. None. Second time. So hopefully the broadcasters got a good view of it. I'll answer any questions. I'm good. Of course I'm pissed. Of course I'm pissed. I'm sorry.
Just gonna ask about Jacoby. His game.
Jacoby George played big, man. He really did. Showed that he is elusive, can make people miss. Obviously, that one catch in traffic, where he ends up, taking it the distance. A lot of concentration involved there, and got to keep finding ways to get him the ball. He ends up going for, I believe, 150 plus yards on a couple of touchdowns. The fade ball, great throw, great catch, great route. Just really, really proud of him, for him, and excited for his future.
Mario, you hit 3 big run plays, 2 by Chaney, 1 by Fletcher, and then it looked like they made some adjustment to what you were doing. Can you elaborate a little bit?
Well, they did, and we did as well. It's kind of going back and forth, a little bit of a cat and mouse game, and some of the pressures dictated us coming off some of those blocks a little bit quicker, the block pressure. One of them we just flat out missed a linebacker on counter, and then some of them you just got to beat the extra guy. It is what it is, especially if they're going to play man coverage behind it and make those throws tighter. We hit some, we did hit a couple of slants, we missed a couple other ones, but that would have been the back and forth with that particular area.
What does it say about your team's moxie comes down to a final drive against a team that's 10-0? has played really well this year.
Right. Well, I mean, I think it's real simple. We haven't ever strayed from it. We've made a lot of progress. Over the course of a year, we're so much better at the line of scrimmage. We could run the ball. We could stop the run. Heck, every game, is a battle, right? We're either winning it or it's going down to the fourth quarter. So we're getting closer and closer. We got to put together a complete game, right? We got to put together a complete game in all phases. We prevented the turnover, say that with the last play of the game. That's just trying to make a play. I don't, see that as one. But I think at the end of the day, we have guys that have grown to be resilient, have grown to be tough, to be callous, to take each game one play at a time. Thought the last week it got away from us there when we had a chance to keep playing. I thought that was a difference in today. And last week we gave ourselves a chance at the end. And I think that's a team. It's a team that's hurting, that's hungry, that's driven, and we'll get right back at it.
Some corners elevated roles today.
They did.
How do you feel like they performed against some talented receivers?
I thought they did really well. I thought the one in. We got called for a pass interference down there, but that's ticky-tack, right? Both guys are pushing on each other. But Damari and Jadis, very talented young guys, long, big guys, matched up better with their big receivers. But I thought all the guys played well. Darryl Porter, as you saw, was out for the game. He's one of our better players. But just thought overall, even our linebackers in coverage, with some of the tight end stuff they do, they've got an elite screen game. They find a way to get the ball out and chuck it, close by and create some lanes for those guys. But those young corners, they played with a lot of resiliency in that atmosphere against some NFL caliber players. Those guys that they picked up in the transfer portal are really good players.
Because of the struggles of quarterback, how much are you guys having to dial back the passing game?
Well, not to the point where you compromise winning the game. You still want to, everything you do is geared towards winning the game. Starting Emery out here today, the game plan was fairly aggressive. It was. So I'm not sure what the question is, but hopefully that answers it.
Well, you just can't throw the balls with the last month the way you were at the beginning.
You're talking about today or last month?
Last month, just in general.
I'm answering questions about today, brother. I mean, you want to ask about last month, I'll go back and look at film later and I'll get back to you.
In terms of, are you guys having to dial back the playbook? So you're right.
I'll figure out a respectable answer for you and I'll give it to you, but I don't understand the question right now. So.
Let's do a few more.
Yeah, Mario, a year ago, Florida State obviously won decisively, but today you really took on the number 4 team in the country. Does that show a significant development in your program for when you
Well, of course it does. I mean, last year, it's...
Yeah, last year...
Let's call it what it is. No one wants to write the story of the state of the program upon arrival, right? But I know the state of the program upon arrival, and I know all the things that a lot of people have worked hard at getting after and improving. And yes, gaps are closing. People are getting better. There's a lot of development, a lot of improvement. And I do appreciate the question. I'm going to come across angry. We came here to win, We didn't come here for a consolation prize. And the gap is closed, a lot of improvement, certainly a lot of development, and that's certainly, it fires you up. And we got to keep going, got to keep working, got to keep going, because our guys in there understand that as we put it more and more together, it's going to be really hard to stop us. So encouraged, fired up, a lot of progress, more progress to come, more guys on the mend, player development, recruiting, talent acquisition, right? But, in year 2, there, no doubt, significant progress.
Well, that's fair. So thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Anything on Jakari Brown? How is he doing?
He's doing well.
He might have to be used, right, now?
He's doing well. I would say that he was even on the docket to play, regardless of the situation. He's played really well. He has. We felt that this was the best move for our team today to start Emery, and that should Emery have gotten hurt, that Tyler was, because Tyler had a really good week of practice. So. Did
you talk about Don Chaney and Jacoby George? Have you already talked about those guys?
Talked about Jacoby George, didn't talk enough about Don Chaney, who really played well, got downhill, created some chunk runs, for us. I believe he was, what did he run for? About 80, almost 90 yards, you know, and really hit some big ones, you know, hit some big runs and put us in scoring position down there. Really was hoping to get a touchdown right there before the half, but, you know, we tried to go fast and they sniffed it out and got to us, you know. The play before we tried to hit Brashard, you know, so.
Mario, I mean, also just how are the kids right now, especially with what happened to Emory and stuff? How are they doing?
How are
The
the
rest of the team, you know. What,
Oh, you know, this is you know, we mentioned earlier we came here to win, you know, so everybody's upset. Everybody's you know, you wish you could play more football, right? But they played their guts out the entire game. They left everything on the field, and we came here to win. We didn't come here for anything else but to win. But they approach every single play as if it's the most important play in the game. And they kept stacking plays, and even when we got down by 14 points, came back and got a score, and then forced a punt and got the ball back again and put ourselves in position to tie or win. So, you know, albeit the third quarter and parts of the first quarter that were a little bit off, you know, it's a good football team that we played against with a lot of veterans, with a good plan. We competed hard and gave ourselves a chance to win the game, came up short. So they're hurting, but they're also enthused. They realize the truth. They realize there's a lot of progress, and they realize that if we put together a complete game, it can be pretty special.
Great. Thank you, Coach. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.